Welcome back to another episode of Taylor Teaches English. In this episode, we are going to go over conversation practice. Specifically, we're going to talk about meeting at a party. In this dialogue, there are going to be two characters, Todd and Matt. Let's begin. Hi, you must be John's cousin, Matt, right? From San Diego? Correct. I just got in last night. I'm Todd, John's roommate from Tech. Glad to meet you. I can assure you that I'm not anything like what John has told you. I'm happy to meet you too. And yes, I've heard about you. Football player and party animal extraordinaire. Football, yes. And as a matter of fact, I do like parties. But tell me more about yourself and what you do in San Diego. Well, I'm more of a surfer than a football player, you know. San Diego has a fantastic coast and we can surf all day and then party on the beach at night. That sounds awesome. How long are you staying? Well, I'll be here for 2 weeks. John has promised me a non-stop schedule, kind of a mix of sightseeing, meeting his friends, checking out the local scene, and hopefully camping in the mountains for a couple of days. John's a good guy, and you can be sure he knows the local scene. He knows everybody in town. I'm sure he'll show you a good time, and his friends are here to help. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. I'm still a bit jet-lagged at the moment, but should be in good shape by tomorrow. I'm looking forward to hearing what John has in store for me. Don't worry, we'll take good care of you. And don't be surprised if we show up on your doorstep in San Diego one day. Ready for surfing? Let's review some concepts from the conversation we just listened to. So Todd opens up the conversation and he says, "Hi, you must be John's cousin, Matt, right?" So in English, in American English, it's very common for people to use right at the end of a question that somebody can say yes or no to. Matt follows up and says, "Correct, I just got in last night." So once again, if somebody asks you a question with the word right at the end, you can respond with a yes or no answer. Todd also opens up by saying, "I'm Todd." He says, "I'm Todd, John's roommate from Tech. Glad to meet you." So in American English, it's very common for people to introduce themselves by saying "I'm" instead of "my name is." In a more formal setting, people might use "my name is," but when you're meeting somebody in a very casual setting, it's common to use "I'm." Now, let's talk about the part where Matt says, "I'm happy to meet you," or "I'm happy to meet you too," in fact. This is important to pay attention to. Many people will learn that in American English that you will say, "Nice to meet you too." However, there are other things you can say as well, and this is a good example. "I'm happy to meet you." You don't always have to say, "I'm fine, thanks, nice to meet you too." You can always say something like this, "I'm happy to meet you too." What is a party animal extraordinaire? This is not a phrase that will be commonly heard in American English, but I'll tell you the meaning. So party animal is somebody who likes to have parties or go to lots of parties. In college, this is much more common than in the working world. So if somebody is a party animal, they're somebody who often goes out and has a good time. And extraordinaire just means that they are above other people at this skill or ability. So party animal extraordinaire means that he is really good at partying, better than most. Next, let's talk about the meaning of the local scene. So if somebody says, "Hey, can you show me the local scene of your town," or "Can you show me the local scene around here?" That means, "Can you take me to some of the popular places in this area?" So local means in the close area or in the immediate area, close by. And what they mean by scene is what do people like to do? What are popular places to go to maybe have a drink, get something to eat, or just have a good time? So when he says, Todd later on in his conversation says, I'm sure he'll show you a good time. What does it mean to show somebody a good time? If you don't know, to show someone a good time means to take someone to have fun. And it can be more than just fun in the party sense. It could mean have fun as in, let me show you around the town, let me show you some good places to eat, let me show you good places to watch a movie, let me show you good places to meet people. It can, instead of just having a like a very fun time, it can also mean to have you do interesting things. At the end, Todd says, don't be surprised if we show up on your doorstep. So, show up on your doorstep. That means to go to somebody's house. Pretty simple. Your doorstep is your front door. So, if somebody makes a comment about showing up at your doorstep, they usually don't mean like literally they'll just show up at your front door without you knowing. What it means is that it is a term used to show that one day I might go to your town or to your local place, wherever that may be. Of course, in America, people generally don't show up without telling somebody that they're going to come to their house. So this is used in a informal, joking sense. Like one day I'll just show up to your house. Really what they mean is, jokingly, one day I'd like to come by. That is the conclusion of this dialogue. And this dialogue is from the McGraw-Hill English Conversation textbook, and we are learning about introducing yourself and others. So if you have any questions, you can email me at tteachesenglish@gmail.com. That's the letter T, teachesenglish@gmail.com. You can also leave comments or questions in the Anchor app if you're listening to this on Anchor, and feel free to let me know what else you would like to learn. Thank you.